We've owned our 2023 Alliance Avenue 22ML for about 2 months now.
And since we purchased it, we've added some things, tweaked it, and made it our own.
We want to show you today just how we've transformed this from an RV into our home on wheels in this episode of
Travels with Delaney.
Welcome back, everyone. My name's Patrick.
And I'm Patty.
And if this is your first time here at Travels with Delaney, we are so glad you stopped by. Today we want to show you around our RV, show you a few of the decorations and little touches we've added. Some we brought over from our Lance.
Right.
And some we've added new. And just a couple minor modifications to really turn this into our home on wheels.
And Patrick, why don't you start by showing them the kitchen?
All right, come with me. So here in the kitchen area, we were able to bring over a few things from the Lance, but we've also had to tweak things a little bit. Number one, right here at the entry door, there is no shade on this door, and it's a clear glass, and we wanted to block the light and have some privacy. So we actually took a kitchen towel that we had in the Lance. I put a simple seam in it and used a little tension rod. We created ourselves a little drape just to cover up that window. Now here in the kitchen, there are 2 outlets, both are raised. Gives us 4 plugs. Unfortunately, that still wasn't enough because you can see we keep my coffee maker plugged in as well as our little dehumidifier. We also have our waggle, so I needed more right there. And over at this plug, we have our Ninja 9-in-1 air fryer, toaster oven, and we have been running our little Wuzu fan, and that uses the other 2 plugs. So all I had to do was just get this little power strip, and I bought a power strip that also has 2 USBs. And that way I can charge phones here, that type of thing. And then that frees up 1 additional plug for me, plus has another plug back there that we can use for things like my coffee grinder. Coming over here at the sink, our RV did not come with any sink covers. Now we had this drying mat from our Lance, but there was still a lot of unutilized space. So we just ordered this on Amazon, and I will put a link to this product. It's a very inexpensive way to cover your sink, allow for dishes to dry, or just create a little bit more counter space. And then Patty also added one of these fake plants that we had from IKEA, and she just used a little product called Tacky. You just stick it on, it holds things in place, but you can easily remove it, and it seems to not leave any kind of colorization or anything like that. We did add these 2 postcards. These are really important to us. We've had these for a long time, and they came from some of our subscribers. In our Lance, we had them on each side of the bed, but we decided to bring them out here so they're a little more prevalent. And one is a picture of some wildlife. It's an antique postcard that one of our subscribers sent to us. And the other one came from our friend Mo down in Texas when he was over in Italy a few years ago. He sent us this postcard from Italy.
Next, I want to talk to you about our beautiful dinette area, our U-shaped dinette. And so we like to have kind of placemats, and I found these cute little, I like the color turquoise. It kind of is my color now. Placemats that we can use, and our cute little vase that our friends Mark and Karen Mlynarski got us when they were in Williamsburg. And of course, a little magazine. And then up here, we added a light because sometimes it just needs a little light back here. And so it's a little light we got from Walmart. And what's cool about it, you can of course turn it on and off over here, but if you do that, it goes on and off easily. And so that was kind of a cool little mod we wanted to make to it. In our Lance, we had gotten these at spring break, our pillows, and so they work great in here. Our color scheme, it just goes perfectly. We added a little like board here for any like notes, and right now it's for Patrick's Uncle Woody and Priscilla's Adventures in America. We're going to hopefully get them out and see things, and then our grocery list go up here and different things we need. And then of course we like to add in some cool pictures, and we were looking for a really cool picture, and we found this at a local furniture store in town, just to add a little pop of color over here. And then behind me we added this little guy with one of our favorite quotes, "The only regrets are chances not taken." And lastly, we wanted to make sure we had another seating option, so we got this bench from another furniture store in town, so that if we were playing cribbage that we learned in Maine, we could sit here and have 4 easily and not have to hide your cards.
Now here in what we call the living room, which is where our theater seating is, we had this big wall, and we kind of wanted to do something here, again, to add some color and make it feel like home. And a lot of you have been asking, what are you going to name your RV? Because if you follow our channel, you know we've named our last 3 RVs. And my dad has really helped us out with this RV so that we could get it. And we wanted to honor him and also my late mom. And my mom's most important thing was always family. And her favorite restaurant at Disney was Ohana. And we thought, what a great way to honor the memory of my mom. And so we found this stick-on that says Ohana means family. Family means no one gets left behind or forgotten. And we already had this canvas art that we had made at Walgreens years ago. It's a picture of my family that includes both my mom and my late sister. And so this is just a special area for us because we can sit here at night, take a glance, and remember why we travel. Now, we also added one more thing in this area that we found at Hobby Lobby, and it was a clearance set of these coasters with sea animals. Now, our trailer had a little defect in the wall, and I couldn't figure out how to fix it or cover it up. And we wanted something that we could do, and so we just used Command Velcro, and we have coasters now that we're not planning to use as coasters, but they do create a little bit of wall art, and they covered up that defect. Now, that isn't the only picture we added of family and friends. Right up here in our hallway, we had this picture made from our recent trip out Maine. It's Patty and me, as well as our aunt and uncle, Colonel Woody, Aunt Priscilla, and our good friends Jeff and Lynn, who just happen to be the owners of Forest Ridge Campground up in Ellsworth, Maine.
All right, in our shower, one thing we changed was the shower head. And we just love our oxygenetic shower head that we had on our Lance. It's different speeds, and I like it because when I shave my legs, I can turn the water on and off here, and it doesn't change the temperature of my water. So over here on this wood trim piece that they use to put the hooks for your towels, they didn't paint white on the side of these pieces. So over here and on the opposite side, I just took my little craft paint and I did my best to add some white so you didn't see like a wood coloring. Added little touches from home. Again, I like the color turquoise and a turquoise mat that came from the Lance. We added our command hooks for our little towels. I always like to have like a little space. We learned this on another gal's YouTube channel, but that's for all our toothbrushes and things like that. The same light that we have out there, we also put under here, and I can turn my hand right there and it pops on. So at night, if you need a little light, you're not being blinded. We added the outlet here because I needed an outlet for my blow dryer, and we also need to be able to plug in the light. So we needed to add something else so we didn't lose an outlet there. And lastly, on this wall over here, we wanted a little piece of art. We saw this guy at Home Depot, and we call him Peekaboo Puppy because he's watching you take a shower.
Back here in the bedroom, this wall actually has all the necessary equipment if you want to mount a TV and watch TV, and we did not want that. So what we did was we took this sign that we have had for years. It was actually in our original Cougar fifth wheel way back in 2015. And it's been in all of our trailers since. So we've hung that over the outlet and the coax box just to cover it up. And then we added a couple family photos to make sure we have all of our puppies represented here. So we have a photo that had Delaney and Maddie in it, as well as a more modern photo with Truman and Bess. Gives us that pop of color and just kind of helps fill up this wall.
All right, here in our bedroom on the nightstand, we had to make a few little modifications. First, back here at the outlet, it did not come with any USB ports, so we had to go, and we luckily found it at Aldi. This other plug here that we can keep our 2 outlets, and then it has USB-C and USB-A ports for our things that we need to charge. We added this phone charger, and again I used the tacky tape or tacky poster tape that I use at school underneath so it does not move, so you can charge all your devices. I like to have little greenery, so we had these cute little plants that came from IKEA. We had in the Lance, so I put one here on my side and one on Patrick's side. And again, I use that tacky to keep it down. Cute little sign we had in the Lance about meet me underneath the stars with the campfire. I like to have twinkly lights. So we found our twinkly lights, fairy lights on Amazon, and they have a cute little remote. So I can turn them on if we need a light at night. And I can set to do any kind of blinky rotation that I want, but I usually just do that one.
there was really good storage up above the bed, but unfortunately you had to hold these up because there was no struts. So when we were in Maine, our friend Jeff recommended a local RV dealership. We ran up, picked up 3 struts, and now these doors will actually stay open so you can get in, put clothes in, take clothes out, and not have an issue. Very simple fix, makes them much more accessible.
When we'd have the windows open on a nice breezy night, these like to cling and clang. And so Patrick got a great idea, actually, I think. And underneath on the opposite side, he took I guess it's called a chair little cushion you put on the bottom of your chair so you don't scuff your floor up, and he cut them apart and put them on the pull tie and on the little part here, so that if we did get a breeze and we had our windows open, we don't really hear anything.
Well, the reason we actually had the chair pads was the first weekend that we moved into the trailer, as I was bringing the new mattress in, there was a magnetic stop for the door so that it would not hit. And unfortunately, I pushed a little too hard to get the mattress in and broke that off. Now, we didn't want to do damage to the wood corner or the wood door, so I had just bought these little pads, and that way it protects the door. What we actually found was, though, it ended up being a blessing in disguise, because now this door, which will not go flat because of the design of the trailer, but it did give us a little bit more clearance so that we could get in and out a little bit easier.
And if you haven't noticed throughout our little tour here that we like to use a lot of command hooks, command Velcro, and so one of the first things we did in this hallway is we added 2 hooks here for like our coats, and right now they're just housing our rain gear. So command hooks, they're our friend.
So there you have it, a tour of our brand new alliance that we like to call
Ohana.
And we have already, in a short 2 months, Patty,
Yep.
really turned this into a place that feels like home to us.
Oh yeah, it was like kind of just bare, and now it just feels comfy cozy, so it's ours.
Let us know down below in the comments, what types of things do you add to your RV to make it feel more like home? And until next time, everybody, we'll see you.
On down the road.
Bye.